But of course, the key question here is, where is the money? I've given you a very brief overview, but of course, on a day-to-day business, we all need finance to survive. Where is it? So these are my top 5 sites. The first one is called Funding Central. All the ones that I'm highlighting are free by and large. I'll point out those that aren't free. Some have different levels of access, but Funding Central has 4,500 funding sources registered on it. You do a customised search. It's supported by the government and was set up with a £2 million grant from the big lottery fund initially. The second one, J4B Grants, is a private sector organisation. You can get one level of free support, and if you want a higher level of support, you have to pay. Again, that's for any type of organisation, whether you're a business, whether you're a community organisation, whether you're a sole trader. And startups I've already mentioned. For any new business or sole trader, that is a very, very good place to start. If you're a community organisation or a non-profit making organisation, that's probably the best website there is apart from Funding Central. Trustfunding.org.uk. That's managed by an organisation called the Directory of Social Change, and they manage a lot of non-profit making websites. Finally, from those people from schools and education projects, this website I can't recommend too highly, Grants for Schools. It does what it says on the tin, and you can get a month's free support on that. You get a month's research, and then you have to pay after that, but it's a very, very good website. There are others, I'm going to touch on them later, but those are the top 5. If you want to start somewhere, use those, particularly Funding Central, because it is free and you can do a customized search. Let's look at some particular examples that are still available. The first one is a program called Growth Vouchers. Anybody on that program at the moment? I think we've got a couple of people here. Growth Vouchers. If you are a sole trader, an individual in business, or if you run a company, or if you're a social enterprise or a non-profit making organisation, you can apply for a growth voucher. You have to do it online now. The last date for registration is next Tuesday, the 31st of March. If you're interested in that programme, see us afterwards. We are registered advisors for this. It's a government funding programme, and you can get up to £2,000 in match funding. You can apply online, and you'll have about 3 months to activate the funding if you apply by next Tuesday. But after next Tuesday, this programme ends. So there's one to start with. Another one has been around for a while. This is for people who want to access broadband services. It's called Connection Vouchers. Anybody heard of this? If you work from home, or if you're a community organisation, or a registered charity, or a social enterprise, or a sole trader, you can get a grant of up to £3,000 to install broadband at home or in your office. Not widely known about it. It's through all the major suppliers, Virgin Media, BT, etc., etc. That's the information there. Again, we've helped a few of our clients access that as well, because obviously high-speed broadband now is particularly important. It doesn't apply in every area, and they are spreading it, so you put your postcode in on the website. When you go into it, it will tell you whether you're eligible or not to access funding. Loan funding, I'm not going to talk too much about this because Zoe's going to mention something about this later, but there are a whole range of organisations that will provide loan funding, from Zoe's organisation, Bright Ideas Trust, to an organisation called the Prince's Trust. Anybody heard of that one? Yeah, simply you've heard that, started up by Prince Charles, and a range of others that will provide loan funding. Like any other loan funding, it's subject to terms and conditions.